Well, howdy, folks. I assume we're streaming now to all the various platforms. This is episode 109. I reached out to Mike, but he never got back to me. I guess he's busy or doing something. Anyway, hopefully I'll get him on for another episode. Maybe 110. That's a significant number as well. I was looking through all the hateful numbers earlier. Do you know saying 100% is considered hateful? Every time you're like, 100%, man. That's hateful. Oh, and all these symbols, terribly hateful. Very hateful. It's not going to show it. But anyway, probably best not to get in that. But 109 is one of those numbers they don't like. But this is episode 109. What am I supposed to do? I'm not going to skip a number just because some people might get a little offended. Anyway. Lots to talk about. Trump's absolutely insane. And I'm wondering if Thomas Massey has caused World War III. It's another box of dogs.
Again, but I know what'll make you feel better.
Oh, no, not another box of dogs!
It's another box of dogs!
Yes. I'm just wondering if maybe... it was great that Thomas Massey, a Republican, and that other guy, some Durka guy, came together. He was a Democrat. They came together and got the Epstein files released. But I'm just wondering if maybe Trump wouldn't have invaded Iran. Because I think he's probably going a little bit crazy at this point. But anyway, Iran are doing well. It's kind of funny. I really wanted to get Mike back because we spoke about Iran on a previous episode, and he's been to Iran, and he was just telling us about how you can't attack Iran. You can't send ground troops in because it's some of the most inhospitable deserts on the planet. They get the highest temperatures. And along with that, they'd probably get the lowest temperatures as well, aside from the Arctic. Well, no, they wouldn't get but it would get very cold. It gets very cold in those deserts. So you're getting plus 50 degrees Celsius during the day, and you got to live in that. Plus, it's mountainous terrain everywhere. Everything's elevated. You can't really bomb the place. They don't have enough bombs. All the people that seem to know about this stuff are just saying they don't have enough bombs to pull this off. America don't have enough. Israel don't have enough. They're running out of bombs. They're probably calling up Ukraine. Hey, can we get some of our bombs back, bro? We're going to need some. And Ukraine are like, well, we already sold them to ISIS, so no. Because that's how that works. They sell them. All those meetings that they go to where they worship the owl. They do the thing of care where they burn the owl and then they fuck a bunch of dudes and have a lot of gay sex. That's all those things. They pay $100,000 a month to be part of that club where they go and they do arms deals, basically. Oh, it just popped up on X. There we go. So we are streaming to X now. At least I hope this has been going for a while, because I've done the whole thing with the intro and everything. But anyway, it doesn't matter. I don't care. I'm just going to get... Anyway, that whole thing where they go and they worship the owl and have gay sex, that's all like... They do arms deals. So that whole thing of selling arms to the Ukraine. The reason that Zelensky is now a billionaire is because he then sells the arms on to other people that they want to arm, that America wants to arm, but they can't directly deal with them. So they set up these proxy wars, and they go in there and they sell them a bunch of stuff at the taxpayer's expense, of course. And then Zelensky sells it on to the people that America wants to arm. ISIS and Hezbollah. And I asked Grok the other day, someone gave a list of all these terrorist organizations. And they're going, look at all these terrorist organizations. They've got links to Iran. And I said, Grok, give us a list. Take out all the ones that aren't funded by... No, take out all the ones that are funded by Israel or the US. And it came back with with nothing, because they're all funded by the US and Israel. It's a filthy scamming rort. I'm in two minds. Either Donald Trump doesn't know what he's doing and he's been tricked into invading Iran, which I think to some degree has to be true. I think there's so many people around him, the warhawks and neocons, that are just gassing him up. To some degree, he's been tricked into this war. But the other possibility is he knows exactly what he's doing. And I don't know which one of those propositions I find scarier. Because this motherfucker's just in there making money. Hand over fist. His son is making money off oil. But the little, making for Barron to make $50 million on oil, that's nothing to these people. But he really is selling out the country. He's so petty and so pissed off because they released the Epstein files, which he's in 38,000 times. He's probably sitting there going, damn, I should have fucked those kids. Like, if he didn't, he's probably going, damn, I wish I did now. But let's face it, he probably did at this point. That fucking guy. I used to think he wasn't that guy. But you know what? Maybe he fucking is. Who knows? Trump is a demolition expert. Actually, I'm going to pull up the chat over here so I can read it a little easier. Yeah, Trump is a demolition expert. And a fucking psycho at the moment. He's just, some of the stuff, it's like, at least he's funny again, but he's funny in a sad, pathetic way. Like, he used to just be, it's like Bill Burr, he used to be good, he used to be hilarious. Now he's just sad and pathetic, but still funny sometimes. That's what Trump is. He's just sad and pathetic. Like, he seems to have declared this war going, this will bring everyone together. No, it doesn't. Check out what Iran are up to, though. Iran just broke every rule of modern warfare. They built 500-meter deep underground missile cities in all 31 provinces. No launch pad visible, no pre-strike warning possible. Missiles exit the tunnel, fires, goes back underground. Invisible, unkillable, unstoppable. Well, I don't know about unstoppable. The US claims to have destroyed Iran's missile capability. Iran launched seven missile barrages in 24 hours yesterday. That's a weapon the world has never seen before. Game over. They also they dropped more. What are they called? They're not actually cluster munitions, but they're a cluster of bombs. They're not cluster bombs, but they are a cluster of missiles. And they launched another one of them at Israel. But check this shit out. Straight out of the ground. Boom. And away she goes. Here comes another one. Very impressive. Yeah. Iran seems to be one of those countries you just shouldn't fuck with. And everyone around the world, he's going, we don't need help. We've won the war. We don't need help. But everyone should come and help us. And everyone's gone, no. You're a prick. We hate you. He said, Iran fighting back is a little unfair. He's just a delusional psycho. Meanwhile, it does seem that Netanyahu is dead. This guy's made a really interesting video about it. He tracked the flight. Yeah, he's tracked the flight. Check this shit out. Like, this guy has made over 30 videos covering different topics since the war began. He has been 100% accurate in each and every video. Watch him in his latest video explaining how he knows without a doubt Netanyahu is dead.
After the video I made yesterday that's already over 5 million views, a lot of you had the question, how do I know that he was put in a medically induced coma before flying to Germany? Well, let me tell you. What you're watching behind me are the flight details of the Wing of Zion, the aircraft for Bibi Netanyahu. But watch this. So the aircraft takes off from Tel Aviv. There we go, takes off. And then does this for about 4 hours. Why would the Wing of Zion be circling the coast for about 4 hours? Well, the only thing that comes to mind for me is they are here putting him in the medically induced coma and trying to stabilize him along with probably some other victims. So I went to ChatGPT and asked ChatGPT, hey, give me some more information about this plane.
I'd say there's other reasons for them to be flying around. They would have been contacting people, but 4 hours is a long time. I don't know if you've seen the pictures of them pulling him out of the rubble, but it's impossible to know what's AI and what's real anymore. But it does look pretty convincing. Yeah, fuel rationing's coming. I have been on the verge of calling off work this weekend just because it's going to cost me so fucking much in diesel because I've got so much driving to do this weekend, and hauling loads, which you know takes even more. So I'm on the verge of just calling it.
So I asked, what's the registration flight number of this plane? And ChatGPT went 4X ISR, Wing of Zion. As you just saw in the video, same code. All right, let's keep going. I then asked, is there a hospital on board the plane, i.e. a hospital equipped well enough so you can stabilize someone and put them in a medically induced coma? Yep. Let's continue. All right, let's have one more look. Right there, 4X ISR confirmed the Wing of Zion. But let's look at the flight path, because he circles the coast of Gaza for about 4 hours-ish and then proceeds to go to Europe. So let's wait for him to fly to Europe. So after being stabilized inside the plane, he is then moved to Europe. Cyprus rejects him. They were like, you are not welcome here. He then flies to Greece, and Greece is like, no Malacca, try Italy. We don't want you here, Malacca. Keep going. So they come to Italy. Italia! And Italia was like, no, ma che cazzo, e affanculo, keep flying. Maybe France. No, France also, nope. Germany? Of course, Germany will accept the Zionist Nazi leader. Yeah, So he arrives in Berlin, where he then allegedly spent some time in hospital with his 6 fingers and eventually passed away, not only because of his injuries, but allegedly also because of negligence.
I tell you what, though, if Netanyahu does come back, that's a sure sign he's the Antichrist, suffers a fatal head injury, and comes back. Satan is entering his body as we speak. Jake, I was going to say, man, go to a doctor, bro. Just go to a doctor. I know, heal yourself and everything, but also go to a doctor. They might be able to help. If things are going wrong, man, it's like, you know what Steve said, if you got a broken leg, you don't go to a witch doctor. You go to a doctor and get it healed. Get it sorted out, bro. We need you on the team. Anyway. This is interesting that this is coming out now. I saw this video a while ago, and it's one of those things where you see the video and you go, oh yeah, that absolutely makes sense. But it's basically that Peter Pan's always like, he's portrayed as, you know, he's just the kid that didn't want to grow up, and people are like, you know, oh, isn't it great? And Captain Hook's the bad guy. But actually, if you know a bit more about the history of the story, Peter Pan's the bad guy. One, he's named Peter Pan after Pan. And Captain Hook is the good guy trying to rescue children. But this is how they subvert everything. So for years, they're like, oh, look, Peter Pan, he's just a little scamp that steals children while the parents are, at home crying. You're on the mend? Went for a 5K walk. Oh, nice, man. Good. I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, I got to get out, do a bit more walking. I did a bit of walking today, but I got to do more walking. Christopher Walken. Oh! Do a quick impression for you. Not many people will understand this, but if you've ever watched films from the 70s, you'll understand this. This is my impression of Dustin Hoffman doing an impression of Christopher Walken. Here we go. I'm Christopher Walken here. I'm Christopher Walken here. Thank you very much. All right. If you don't understand that joke and you want to understand it, see Midnight Cowboy. Just watch the fucking preview. That's fine. Peter Pan is an actual demon.
Depicting an evil Peter Pan has been making its rounds on the internet and rubbing quite a few people the wrong way.
Hi, Peter. It's nice to meet you.
Well, I hate to be the one to break it to you, but Peter Pan is now and has always been evil. Now, Peter Pan was originally created in 1902 by a man named J.M. Barrie in the book called The Little White Bird. J.M. Barrie himself was a man with a near pathological desire to groom children in his writings, while at the same time absolutely hating mothers.
The original book was called The Boy Who Hated Mothers.
But the concept of Peter Pan we are most familiar with came from J.M. Barrie's 1911 novel Peter and Wendy, and this is where shit starts to get dark. Peter Pan was originally described as being around 8 years old and the cross between a bird and a boy who was always playing the flute while small animals chaotically danced around him with what appeared to be 2 small horns poking out of his head. And I'm sure some of you have already started to put it together. Peter Pan bears a striking resemblance to the Greek god Pan. So not only is our character named Peter Pan, but the Greek god Pan was often seen playing a flute and is the god of shepherds and flocks, which is why early depictions of Peter Pan have him playing the flute while small animals dance around him. Now the thing about the Greek god Pan is he loves causing panic and chaos. The English word for panic quite literally comes from the Greek word Pan. The god Pan was also described as having 2 horns poking out of the top of his head, just like Peter, and trust me, we're just getting started with the dark side of Peter Pan, because Neverland is definitely not what you think it is. You see, after Peter Pan lures children to Neverland by playing his flute, he then enlists them into his army as child soldiers to help him fight in his war against the pirates and Captain Hook. A war Peter Pan himself started when he cut off Captain Hook's hand when he was a lot younger, but we'll get to that later. So Neverland is not this great place where the kids use their imaginations and have grand adventures. They are almost always killed by the pirates, and if by some miracle they survive in these skirmishes against the pirates, they begin to age, which is against the rules in Neverland, so Peter Pan quite literally them when this starts to happen. The reason Peter Pan tells these kids that they'll never grow up is because no matter what, they are most likely going to be killed. And here's where things get even more interesting. Where did the pirates themselves come from? Well, the pirates are most likely all former Lost Boys who survived in the skirmishes or the attempt on their life by Peter Pan, and then grew up with a vendetta against Peter, and now they're trying to kill him to get out of Neverland.
Isn't it wild? They just throw this stuff. But they invert everything. Everything is like J.M. Barrie was just a deviant and a peccant and just a piece of shit.
That's why
But they present it as this, oh, look at this scamp. It's like it's what Hollywood always does. They're always like, oh, look, the devil's just misunderstood.
There's adults in a place that's not supposed to have any adults at all.
When he would steal the children away, the parents would be left at home crying, mortified because their children had been taken away, but the children had their memories wiped, like MK Ultra type shit.
These were all kids who Peter Pan kidnapped and brought to Neverland who ended up growing up. And one of the craziest theories of all is that Captain Hook himself was the first Lost Boy that Peter Pan ever brought to Neverland. And what had happened was Peter Pan recognized that Captain Hook was growing up, so Peter Pan decided he was going to kill him, and in the process cut off his hand while Captain Hook was escaping the attempt on his life. And of course, the two have been going after each other ever since. And I hope you didn't think I was going to make a video about an evil Peter Pan without including Wendy in some way. Wendy was originally kidnapped by Peter Pan and brought to Neverland to be sort of a mother figure to the Lost Boys. But at some point, she managed to make a deal with Peter to bring her back home. In exchange for Wendy being returned from Neverland back to her home, she was now in debt to Peter Pan. Peter Pan had this debt paid in the form of Wendy's bloodline. Generation after generation, Peter Pan would return and kidnap the daughter of a daughter from Wendy's bloodline. And as crazy as all of this sounds, the information has always been there in the earliest depictions of Peter Pan. He wasn't some magical being of benevolence. Peter Pan is now, and has always been, a literal demon.
Wakey, wakey. Peekaboo.
How did you get down there?
I'm Peter. It's nice to meet you.
Yeah, Wendy. Or Ghislaine. I still don't know how to say that name properly. Ghislaine. Yeah. In movies, vampires are... Yeah, they always make the vampires out to be... Oh, look, they're so sexy. Look at these sexy vampires. They're just so... Ooh. You know. But we are sexy. I just don't eat people. I'm one of the good ones. But look, while we're on the subject of all that, these, I don't know, man. I kind of think if Trump really was innocent, like there's probably stuff in there, like the Epstein files. It's way more complicated than people are making out, and people are just jumping on this thing of going, anyone that's mentioned in the Epstein files is straight away evil. That's just not the case. Like a lot of them, that's how rich people, they network, and that's how Epstein operated. And a lot of the women went there. They were escorts and prostitutes and shit that went there. Probably didn't know the extent to what they were getting into. And then they got there and they were like, oh, this might be a little more. But for the most part, they were just fucking and sucking. But then you get this other shit. All the other shit that's in there. So if Trump was innocent of any of that other shit, because any kind of sex stuff he did that was like, even if it, you know, like, I mean, this is the guy that said, grab him by the pussy, and he just washed that off. So if there was anything else in there that was like, he could have come out and said, well, I didn't do anything illegal, you know, maybe it's morally questionable, but is it illegal? But there's clearly some illegal stuff in there that he did. Why wouldn't he just go after these people? That's what is looking really bad for Trump. He could have just gone in and gone, right, well, we're going to fucking sort this out. But he's just constantly, are we still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? Oh my God, last week's news. Let's attack Iran. A fucking douchebag. Anyway, Chester Bennington and Chris Cornell, Little St. James and Dog Island, and the Temple of the Dog. I'm sure many of you are familiar with this. I don't mind stealing bread from the mouths of decadence.
Okay, we're going to talk today about this, which happens to be where the temple is on that island, and this other little island called Dog Island, and why these two guys specifically below are no longer with us. Now, if you don't know who those two guys are, that's Chester Bennington and Chris Cornell. Now, let's get into Chris Cornell first. Chris Cornell, while in a couple of different bands like Audio Slave, one of the bands he was in was called Temple of the Dog. Temple of the Dog. Now, let's go into the lyrics of Hunger Strike by Temple of the Dog. But I can't feed on the powerless when my cup's already overfilled. But it's on the table, the fire's cooking. In there farming babies while the slaves are working. The blood is on the table and the mouths are choking. But I'm going hungry. So Chris is here saying I'm not going to feed on the powerless. Like I'm already overfilled. Like I've already got so much in my life. He literally says they're farming babies. The slaves, the S-slaves are working. Blood is on the table. We've heard about that in the files. What they're doing, eating. But I'm going hungry. He's not participating, right? So this is just from Chris Cornell. Now let's get into Chester Bennington. Now, for those of you who don't know about Chester Bennington, he was essayed as a child growing up. That's going to be a big part of this. His song Crawling is specifically what we're going to go over. Now, a lot of people think this was a song about drug addiction. If you watch the music video and you actually listen to the lyrics, you get to understand this song is not about that. It's about him being essayed. But let's get into it. All of these lyrics go basically with what we're talking about, but I highlighted the ones specific to me. Crawling in my skin, these wounds, they will not heal. I can't seem to find myself again. I felt this way before, so insecure. And then down music video. Against my will, I stand beside my own reflection. We're going to see what that's when that lyric comes up in the music video. So the music video is all about this woman throughout the video getting essayed by this man in the video. And going back to the lyric that I was talking about, let's go to the exact point of when that lyric gets said in the music video. Against my will, I stand beside my own reflection. And it's Chester in the music video seeing himself in a reflection, seeing this girl who's getting essayed throughout the entire video. Was it? It was songs these guys sung together. Well, I was actually at this concert. Chris Cornell sung first. He was first on stage. Chester Bennington came out for one song with
I can't play the song. I'll get a copyright strike. I'll probably get strikes for other reasons on this, but I'm not giving them cheap excuses. But anyway, look, here it is. Here's Little St. James, and that's Dog Island next to it. Nice place to hunt humans, really. What is that black spot there? That's a little odd. Let's just zoom in on Little St. James there. So there's a number of dog islands. There's one off Tasmania as well. I don't know if Dog Island actually has anything to do with it, but Dog Island and this, the famous temple. I don't know if that's the temple or not. It looks like the temple. Location-wise, it looks like the temple. Really not that much to see from Jugal Earth. Dog Island. Look at that. Perfect place to hunt humans, really. Pop over there on your helicopter and hunt some humans. There's a few houses on there. A few little huts and whatever. Place to rest up between bouts. Who knows? Who knows? But you're right, Jake. Yeah, just ignore it and it'll go away. That's actually, I think, the latest advice from most doctors. If you go to them and you're like, I've got the cancers and I've got the AIDS, they'll just be like, just ignore it. It's fine. Just ignore it, it'll go away. Since it is 109, episode 109, I just wanted to go over a few things. This is from the ADL Hate on Display Hate Symbols Database. So a few things, and this is just for educational purposes only. Now, you probably not, I don't know if you can see, but all of those symbols there, very hateful. Especially that guy. I don't know if you can, hang on. I don't know if you can see, yeah, see that guy, very hateful. Don't ever I disavow all of it. Don't display any of this. That's terrible. Disavow. Don't ever display any of those things. All right? This is just educational purposes, letting you know things that you should not. Like, don't get that as a tattoo, for example. You don't. Hateful. Nasty. Awful. Look at these. Do not get, if you're getting a tattoo, get something nice like a butterfly. Don't get these. Hateful. Hateful. Numbers which are hateful. 111. Hateful. Hateful numbers. Whenever I see 111 on the clock, I'm like, oh, magic numbers. No. Anti-Semitic. Never say 100%. Oh, very anti-Semitic. The number 109. Very anti-Semitic. 110. Very. Don't say it. 12. 13. Very anti-Semitic. 1352, 1390. Let's see the next. 1352 and 1390 are racist numeric codes used by white supremacists to portray African Americans as savage and criminal. Well, why would you do that? Why would you portray them that way? White supremacists claim that blacks make up only 13% of the US population but commit 52% of all the murders and 90% of all the violent interracial crime. I'll add another one that they claim all the time, that there's something like 13,000 grapes of black men graping white women. Do you know how many white men graped black women? 0. Very racist. White guys, lift your game. Don't be so racist. Get out there and grape some negresses. Do it for, inclusivity. Also, don't do this. Don't do that. Never do that. Don't ever, right? Like it's like, you know, it's like you're going, oh, he was this tall. Don't do that. Very racist. Don't do it. Here, just so you know what not to do it along with me a few times. Give that. Don't do that ever, especially not in Melbourne. You'll get arrested. Disavow. Terrible behaviour. Don't do that. And don't wear a shirt that says from the river to the sea. Even though it just says from the river to the sea. You will get arrested here in Australia for wearing a t-shirt. Even though in my day we used to literally wear t-shirts. Well, I didn't. I never had one. But, you know, a lot of my friends did. That had a swastika on it. And you know, a lot of the punks wore, you know. Oh, that's racist, Jake. Come on. Don't be racist, bro. I hope the girl that got arrested, the 18-year-old that's facing 2 years in prison for wearing a fucking t-shirt, you fucking cunts. I hope the back of it said Palestine will be free, but don't ever say that. Don't ever say from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. That's the whole thing. But don't even say from the river to the sea. Don't say from the river to the sea. Okay, that's what I'm saying. It's highly illegal to say from the river to the sea. It's like I would never say, I don't know, someone should shoot Donald Trump in the face. I would never say that because it's an illegal thing to say. I would never say, you know, the only way things are going to change is when we start murdering politicians. I just wouldn't say that because it's hateful and it's the kind of thing that, you know. So, you know, I'm just telling you the things that you shouldn't say, okay? Because they're hateful and racist and dangerous. Dangerous to say things like, you know, we should start murdering politicians until we get business out of politics and take back control of the government because we are run by a cabal of criminals who steal our labour. I mean, even the church said you don't take more than 10%. Now they're taking 45 to 55 to 65% of our labour to pay for things that we don't agree with, to pay for wars that we don't agree with. But I would never say these things. You understand? Because these things are hateful and terrible racist things to say. I'm just telling you what not to say. This is purely for educational purposes. Don't say these things. Don't do this. None of it. Especially don't be like Heil Hitler. Don't do that. That's terrible. Racist. Horrible. Not even Helly Hansen. Don't do that. Helly Hansen's this tall. Don't do that. Helly Hansen's roughly about this size. Don't do things like that. Yeah, exactly. Forehead kisses to all the politicians. It's all love, man. It's all love, baby. Anyway. I hope this episode is being very educational for everyone. Now you know what not to say and what not to do. Especially in a country like Australia, where you'll be arrested for such things. You know, I mean, we need to look out for these people because they're very skittish, you know, they're very skittish people. So we need to take care of them. I mean, look, here's an example of, you know, like why we need to look out for these people because, you know, they have to do stuff like this. This is, these are sports ball game last night. I didn't actually catch the sports ball game last night, but I've probably got it on TiVo or something. But you're right, our politicians are lovely, caring people. I hope nothing ever happens to them. I hope no harm ever comes to any politician ever. I hope they keep stealing from us. Because it's their right. They worked for it. They wanted it more. You earned the money, but they wanted it more. Hey, $3 a litre, that's $8 a gallon, converting it to American. $8 a gallon. it's not enough. It should be more. I hope it goes up to $10 a litre and we can put more money in the coffers of warhawk neocon criminals who just want to kill people. And it's their right. It's their right to kill people. But look at and these are the guys that they're killing on behalf of. Look, they're just innocently stealing money from money exchanges in Palestine. Look. Perfectly innocent. Nothing to see there. These people need to be protected. What's that patch on their arms? I'm not sure. What's that patch on there? These scamps. Is that the Greater Israel? I mean, you know, Greater Israel? Huh. Can Israel get any greater? I mean, come on. It's already great. Make Israel even greater. Make them a cheese grater. I can't imagine them getting any greater than they already are. I mean, they're pretty fantastic. Oh, man. Axel's getting super bass lately. He used to... I want to get Axel back on because he used to stay away from this shit. He used to just be like, I'm avoiding it. But lately he's feeling it too. Even Axel's feeling it.
Zero. We don't need oil. We have all the oil we need for ourselves. It's one of the great assets that we have. We have more than double what anybody else in terms of oil production. We're at more than double any other country. So we don't need it, but we did it. It's almost, you could say we did it out of habit, which is not a good thing to do. But we did it because we have some good allies there. We have some great Middle Eastern countries there, Israel there. So we did it for a lot of reasons. But zero.
Donald, baby, brother, mate, just admit you fucked up, bro. Yeah, you just want to own nothing and be happy. I mean, we all want to be happy. And you know what? I think owning things is making us miserable. So we should be thanking these people and making Israel greater. Because it's not great enough yet. I found this one quite interesting. This is what it all comes down to. And look at this piece of shit here. Look at this. Oh my God. Complaining because Israel blew up his apartment. How selfish. How selfish. Israel needed that spot for some reason. I don't know why. I don't need to know why. It was probably full of schoolgirls. So they had to blow it up. Anyway, this guy, he says, I have been deliberately silent on social media for a while. Just staying out of it, minding his own business, like you should. I use all my social media platforms to promote education and make dreams come true for young minds. I rarely post anything about family or politics. This morning, Israel demolished the building I have in an apartment. It took 22 years of my work here and 20 years of my wife's work to own this apartment. This madness has to stop. Oh, yeah. Now that you've lost an apartment, now you speak up. Yeah. Selfish. What's 20 years? Oh, there. They wanted it more. a lot of great Jews here. I walked up here and I said, wow, that's a lot of great Jews. Right on, bro. So many great Jews. You ever hung out with Jews? Amazing food. You ever had whitefish and some kafucka? Amazing. I had an interesting conversation with Grok earlier. This is so cool. Everyone's just walking away from Donald Trump. The man who ran America's entire counterterrorism operation just quit and exposed the real reason for the Iran war. The director of National Counterterrorism Center has resigned. Not quietly, not behind closed doors, on the record. His exact words: Iran posed no imminent threat. We started this war due to pressure from Israel and its powerful American lobby. Let that sink in. This isn't some random analyst. This is the man who had access to every classified threat assessment, every intelligence briefing, every piece of data the US government uses to justify military action. And he's saying publicly that none of it justified a war. No imminent threat, confirmed by the man who would know. No WMD crisis, not the reason. No direct attack on US soil, never happened. The real reason? Lobby pressure. His words, not mine. The US spent $2.4 trillion on Iraq after being told the same lies. Now it's happening again with Iran. In 20 years, not one senior intelligence official resigned over Iraq publicly. This man did it This man just did it over Iran in weeks. Do you understand what that means? They're showing you missile strikes and mission-accomplished graphics. They're not showing you that the man responsible for tracking every terror threat in America just said this war is manufactured. If Iran truly posed an imminent threat, why would the top counterterrorism official in the country destroy his career to say otherwise? What does he gain from lying? Meanwhile, Netanyahu is openly saying he wants to give the Iranian people an opportunity to remove their regime. That's not defense, that's regime change. That's Iraq 2.0, and everyone in intelligence knows it. This war wasn't started to protect Americans, it was started to protect the foreign government agenda. And now the man who saw the intelligence is telling you that to your face. The next resignation won't be quiet either. The door is now open, and it cannot be closed. Prepare accordingly. Red light, flashy light. They don't want you to see this. Follow an RT to beat the algorithm. Why do they always say that? They don't want you to... fuck it, that pisses me off. All these huge accounts go on and they go, hey, can anyone see this? 10,000 likes. Not sure, I think I'm being squashed. 100,000 likes. 50,000 comments. Oh, I'm being... You fuckers don't know what it's like. You don't remember what it's like to be small. Fuck yous, that's what I say. Go to Israel. Help a brother out. Ah, you've been getting that too. Yeah. Yeah, the fucking... It's just like X is just showing me clips of movies. They're drowning out any news. Any kind of like I was going to X and just getting all this stuff and just going, wow, is that AI? Is it real? You know? Now it's just AI garbage, slop, and clips of movies. Like all of a sudden, overnight, just bam. I think it's time we showed you people some movies. And from big accounts, like they're all just like they've clearly been told, flood the algorithm with movie clips. We won't copyright strike you. You'll get loads of likes and stuff. Just, man, it's insane. Like, They really think that we are fucked in the head. They really think that we can't see beyond their little games. And so they should, because aren't we? I mean, you know, who isn't loving seeing Leonardo DiCaprio in 7 different fucking movies? It's a pretty good resignation letter. This is actually the resignation. If you want to resign from any job, this is your template. This fucking thing right here. And when you're making it out to your boss, don't say boss, say President Trump. Even though you don't work for it, doesn't matter. Always start all correspondence with President Trump. President Trump, after much reflection, I have decided to resign from my position as director of the National Counterterrorism Center, effective today. I cannot, in good conscience, support the ongoing war in Iran. Iran posed no imminent threat to our nation, and it is clear that we started this war due to pressure from Israel and its powerful American lobby, etc. Fuck you, Joseph Kent. Brilliant. Brilliant bit of correspondence. Proud of you, Joe. Oh, this was interesting. This came up too. Like you're right. The movie thing that pissed me off. I saw that the other day. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I don't need more movies. I've seen most of these movies. I don't want to see fucking what's his name? I just said he's Leonardo DiCaprio in some hippie fucking bullshit about some fucking communist agitators running around. The battle to end all battles, whatever the fucking thing's called. One battle after another. I hope they all die in the end. I hope that's how the movie ends. They all die. Horribly. Badly. I hope they have a horrible death. Awful death. Fuck you, Leo DiCaprio. All right. This one's quite long. I don't think I want to read all that, but it's about Charlie Kirk. And there's a picture of them standing together. That's a lot. That's like you shouldn't be allowed to tweet this much. Elon kind of fucked Twitter. That's what I suppose he changed it to X. But anyway, let's read a bit of it. Dear friends, followers and subscribers, our dear Americans, seeing as one and all are reminiscing about Charlie Kirk today in light of the Iran war, I thought I would make something that happened crystal clear. Minds are for changing, and when the facts change, we change our minds. We had dinner with Charlie Kirk in London last May 2025, and when Charlie I walked privately after... Dude, I have trouble reading this shit at the best of times. You fucking write it properly. When Charlie and I walked privately after dinner in Hyde Park, Charlie told me then that his view, Bibi Netanyahu was a psychopath, and that the actions taken by his government in Gaza were psychopathic. Gaza! I got to learn to say that. Gaza was psychopathic. I stand with Gaza. I stand with Gaza. He's a good bloke. We already knew that, so it was no shock to me, but it was good to see that his evaluation and capacity to observe the obvious was present and sane. Charlie had completely changed his mind and his position on Israel. We know all this. All right, don't need to read all that. If you want to, I'll just scroll through, so if you want to read it, you can pause the video and go through it. Blah, 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 blah. Charlie's wife was a whore. Erica, let's read this bit. Erica, Charlie's wife, was a whore. An absolute whore And boy, could she fuck. We all gangbanged the shit out of her after dinner, and it was amazing. 10 guys, and we all came on her face. Her stupid fucking face. That stupid bitch, Erica Kirk. She took it like a champion. Ass, mouth, didn't matter. Whichever hole you wanted, you could have. It was a free-for-all. By God, I've never seen such a filthy whore. All right, I didn't say that, but it was implied. And she communicated that directly to us in writing. She wrote them a letter saying, I'm a filthy whore. I'm a CIA asset. I'm one of these fucking... What did I call her? What did I call Melania the other day? Designer woman. Many feel the same way today. Exactly. She was a whore. A lesbian. I've got proof she was a lesbian, and I'll show you now. That's a fucking long tweet. Jesus. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Why'd you write such long tweets, fella? And here we are. Right when you thought it couldn't get any weirder, turns out it goes even deeper than we imagined. And so does she. When she straps her cock on and starts pegging you, Erica goes deep. Now they're claiming Erica is actually into women. At this point, nothing would surprise me anymore. What the fuck? Panic mode. Erica Kirk reacts after Candace Owen drops. Now, this is the kind of thing, it kind of worries you a bit because it's like, well, this could all be AI generated. This could be all sorts of nonsense. This could be slander. Saying this kind of thing could get me in trouble. But I'll say it on the record. She's a whore and a lesbian. She's a cunt licker. She licks women's pussies. It's her favorite thing in the whole world, and she takes massive cocks in her face. My happy pants. Well, I don't know about that. I don't know if I have my happy pants on. This woman's a whore, goddammit. Anyway, watch the video if you needed more proof. This whore.
Tracy Martin has known Erica for years. Now, allegedly, she was with Erica when Mikey and Elizabeth called. My question is why?
I have played basketball since I was 5, super tomboy, didn't like dresses. Everyone thought I was a little boy because I wore Jordan and all these different types of athletic clothes.
What if the real reason Erica Kirk has been so secretive about her dating history is that she was never really into men at all before she met Charlie? That's what TPUSA insiders are whispering about right now, and apparently Candace Owens has footage to back these claims up. The idea of Erica being into women has actually been floating around for a while, but it exploded when old tweets making reference to Erica's wife popped up, which coincided with the time Erica said she wasn't dating in New York. But it gets darker. Around the same time, old texts of an adult Erica with a much younger girl also popped up. And now, all those conversations about Erica's shady Romanian orphanage being linked to trafficking are coming back up. So now everyone's wondering, if Candace already has the receipts for all of this in the vault, what is it going to take for her to click that upload button?
She suddenly struck up a relationship with a 15-year-old girl, a minor. And the child posted all of this on Twitter along with screenshots.
Now, before we get into Candace's receipts, we have to talk about that resurfaced post. Because just when you think nothing from Erica's past can shock you again, the internet digs up something even worse than the last one. And this time, this post said something very specific that had people doing a double take. One of Erica's followers tagged her in this puppy reaction meme saying, Erica's face when she walks into dinner expecting to see her wife, but Cabot Phillips is there instead. Another one for the books. Well done, Cab. Now here's why this post stood out. Firstly, it gave people even more proof that Erica knew and was involved with Cabot Phillips. relationships, even though she repeatedly denied dating anyone. But more importantly, it made all those theories that have been floating around about Erica being into women seem not all that crazy. Because it's not like this post was from some hidden archive or something. It's right there for anyone who wants to verify, which means Erica wasn't even hiding her relationship with this supposed wife. And get this, the tweet is from 2017, barely a year before Erica met Charlie, and decided to give up her party girl lifestyle to play house with him. So now people are wondering, how was Erica involved with a woman in 2017 to the point where her friends were referring to this woman as her wife, only to turn around and become a Christian trad wife the following year? As people tried to answer that question, they kept unearthing more posts from Erica's old social media accounts. Except none of these really answered the questions. They only made them worse. One of those posts was shared by British commentator Milo Yiannopoulos with the caption, "This is a lesbian." The post features a photo where Erica posing in a photo she posted with the caption, "What'd she order? Fish fillet?" And that's when the tone of the conversation shifted again. Because when these photos of Erica seemingly looking gay popped up, it didn't take long for people to start wondering if she had lied about her past with men to cover up the fact that she was a lesbian. I mean...
There you go. Undeniable proof that Erica Kirk had a whore phase and is a clit-licking cunt muncher. And all I can say about that is hot. No wonder Charlie hooked up with her and they faked having some children. How did she fake having the children? How the fuck? How long was Charlie on the road that she could just... He comes home one day, we've got children now. Weird, I'd say. Weird. Answers must be answered. Questions must be questioned. Answers must be questioned. Pretty hot, though. Now she's going to army bases and getting in gangbangs as moral support for the boys as they're about to go off to war. Tonight, since you're about to go to war, you get steak, lobster, and you get to gangbang Erica Kirk like she's Bonnie Blue's rawhide asshole. Ah, what a world we live in. Isn't it great? Isn't it great? Don't you love this world? It's so fucking wonderful. I love the world. Not sure about the people in it. This is an old clip, but it's fun. I really actually I love this clip. And the surprising thing about this is we're going to go all over the place tonight because I've done my usual preparation where I just opened a ton of tabs. And we're just going to go through them. Kind of whatever comes up. We'll go back to Trump in a while because it's so fucking hilarious. Take that, you son of a bitch. $3 a fucking litre, you cunt. And it's going up to $4. Oh, I hope he gets anally raped. By Erica Kirk. With a strap on. To death. Oh, boy. I need another drink. Clearly, I'm too sane tonight. But yes, I do have happy pants. Yeah, I imagine he figured out he was living in the Truman Show. This is fun. Breaking Joe Rogan. It's not breaking. This is just a repost from fucking ages ago. So it's not but that's the internet for you. But it's a great clip. The thing that I really like about this clip is it kind of redeems Brendan Schaub a little bit. Because at the very end, you hear his two sons aren't vaccinated at all. So Brendan is the only one. Of all these, as much as people make fun of Brendan Schaub for being not a great comedian and, being kind of a douche and an idiot, whatever, He's the only one amongst all these people who actually stood up and went, no, I'm not fucking getting my kids vaccinated.
Yes.
And let's get to the bottom
It's
of
like
that.
anorexia.
What's causing all that? How come 1 in every 12 kids who's a boy in California has autism now? Because that's what's going on. That's what's going on in California, which has one of the strictest fucking vaccine policies. 1 in 12. Did I say vaccines cause autism? Maybe I will have.
Well, RFK's getting to that, yeah.
Yeah.
And now Florida doesn't demand vaccines
Yeah,
for kids.
that's dangerous to me.
Yeah.
I knew you'd jump on that train.
Of course, it's dangerous, Brian. What are you
It is.
talking about?
Tetanus,
All vaccines.
tetanus, tetanus,
Tetanus.
should we
No,
still-
no,
should
no,
we just
no,
go down
no.
the road we're
You
on?
need to bail on the tetanus thing because
What do you
Suzanne
mean?
Humphreys.
Educate his ass.
Suzanne Humphreys explained tetanus.
She's not a
She's like,
vaccinologist. I know that woman. What are you talking about? So you're saying we
she's a
shouldn't have
medical
vaccines?
doctor that absolutely understands tetanus. She said tetanus, all you have to do is keep the wound open and clean it.
Oh, that's
you
such
don't,
bullshit.
It's not
Oh my
bullshit.
God,
it's
what
not bullshit.
bullshit.
Do you know how many people die of tetanus
Holy
every year?
fucking
Very
shit.
few.
What about
Just
Okay,
stop.
so let me ask you a question, Mr. Joe Rogan, Mr. Scientist. Are you saying that we shouldn't
Don't
have...
do that. Don't
Oh,
call
Mr. Scientist.
me Mr. Scientist. I'll start mocking you, and it's so much easier to
are
mock
we,
you.
So are we not... So you don't believe in vaccines? You don't think we should have vaccines?
It's not that I don't believe in vaccines.
So what are you saying?
It's I
shouldn't
don't
have
think you
74.
should give a kid a Hep B vaccine when they're a baby.
Different subject.
I don't. No, you have to.
No, I disagree with that. You should absolutely give babies Hep B vaccines and Hep C vaccines because they're going to meet some pedophiles. They're going to be engaging in dangerous sex with these pedophiles. Kids are having sex. That's the thing I got out of the Epstein files. Kids are having sex younger and younger these days, and it's outrageous.
MMA vaccine is absolutely connected to a host of serious, debilitating fucking problems that kids have gotten from them. There's a lot of problems because they don't test vaccines in a double-blind, placebo-controlled setting.
Hold it.
They test them against other vaccines. You know that, right?
Yes, I do. Excuse me. Let me just say something. Yes, you're right. You can make the argument for Hep B. Here's why. Because the chances of a child coming in contact with the kind of activity that causes Hep B is different. So now
Sexually
you say,
transmitted disease and
right.
needles.
So now you say...
Yeah. And they're all going off to Epstein Island, hooking up.
You say this. That...
Get your kids vaccinated against all STDs these days. You have to.
Chance is zero. The chance for vaccine injury with the Hep B is not zero, is non-zero. Okay, so I understand that math. Okay, what I'm trying to say to you is that there are certain diseases. Pick up a history book: smallpox, diphtheria, mumps.
Have you ever looked at
tetanus,
how-
polio, paralytic diseases?
Have you ever polio? Please
Yes.
stop.
No, I won't. I won't. I know you think it's just. I've heard Susan Humphreys.
This is a long conversation that we're not going to have on this podcast because I'm going to get angry because I've researched this for years.
Right.
Let's just.
But you're not a scientist.
I don't have to be a scientist
Yeah, you do.
to know that.
Yes, you do.
No, Brian, shut the fuck up. I don't have to be a scientist to read research to understand that they were spraying DDT all over the fucking country when everybody was getting polio. Do you know that?
Yes,
you know
I do.
the first
Yes, I
instances
do.
of polio, they happened in rural communities where they were all farmland and agriculture, and then cows were getting them, and horses were getting them, and dogs were getting them.
Let me make a statement.
They were calling it paralytic polio.
Do you agree with the following statement? It's not just.
I'm not going to do this with you,
but
Brian.
it's not just about.
I brought up
It's not
vaccines,
just
so that'd
about.
be a
Hold
fun
on,
debate.
hold on, Joe.
No,
It's
Brian,
not
I don't want to
ju-
do this with
But
you.
it's not
I don't wanna
just
do this.
about.
We're in
is
the
it-
middle of a fight companion.
All right.
It's annoying.
All right, but it's like. Yeah. Being
See,
anti-vax.
but
Being anti-vax
no
is
one's
irresponsible.
anti-vax,
It's not
Brian.
anti-vax. Questioning why there's so many, though.
My kids are all vaccinated. And they're vaccinated, but they went on
Mine
a
are.
delayed schedule. They delayed
So did mine.
schedule.
So did mine. So did
You're
mine.
not?
Mine are not. No.
Yeah, good for you. I don't think you need to.
No, they're healthy as fuck.
Yeah.
Between the two of them, they have 12 touchdowns this week. 2 home runs.
Boom. Ah, that was nice. Little call back to what it was like in COVID. Are you a scientist? Are you a scientist? Well, what are you thinking? Brian Callen is one of the dumbest smart guys I've ever seen. Because he's not stupid. He's a smart guy. He's a very switched on guy. But when it comes to that stuff, he's so hardline. And that's what happens. That's what happens to all of us. We go down certain lines of thinking and then that's it. Hep B, Hep C, and heroin. Yeah, you should get vaccinated. You should vaccinate your kids against all of those things. Get them vaccinated against heroin. And you know how you vaccinate them against heroin? By giving them heroin. You should start your kids off with a small dose of heroin and then gradually build it up so they're not pussies. Where's Australia's gold? Who cares? Not going to cover that. This video, Senator Rennick asking about where's the gold? Where's the fucking gold? Where's our gold? But to be honest, it goes along for a while. It's 3 minutes of just like, where's the gold? And isn't that like, isn't it, what if that gold's fake? And it's just back and forwards. It casts a lot of doubt on actually where our gold is. But anyway, let's go to something more fun. Instead of catching real criminals, the revenue raisers are at it again in Australia. Man, Australia is... Remember we used to be a real country? Remember that? Remember we grew up in a real fucking country? Or maybe we didn't. Maybe Australia was always fake and gay, but it's fucking fake as shit and gay as shit now.
At the beach, in our suburbs and in the city. 4 wheels or 2, police are making their presence known.
Generally, we see cyclists committing all the same offences as car drivers, essentially, and as you are when you're driving a car, you're subject to the same enforcement.
We joined Queensland Police at an operation in the Brisbane CBD. It's a 20km/h speed limit on the Goodwill Bridge.
Fucking pigs.
With radar guns, you can see some riders are hitting 30.
Oh my
Pulling
God.
over cyclists, some riding home with fines for speeding and not wearing a helmet. It's these busy thoroughfares police are watching.
We have increased our enforcement in those locations.
Further along, this video was taken at the Kangaroo Point Bridge, showing an officer stepping in.
Boys, it's below 20. That's what happens.
Oh my God, you're risking your personal safety. You need to give us some money.
You want to fly through here?
If you're going excessively over that speed, I don't have much sympathy for you.
Sharing the path with everyone from morning walkers to children and seniors. The risk is much more than a hit to the hip pocket.
Well, if you get hit by a cyclist doing 40 or 50 kilometres an hour, you can have severe injuries, both to the cyclist and the pedestrian.
Yeah, but then at the same time, if you get hit by a cyclist doing 40 or 50, you're perfectly justified in turning around and beating the shit out of that fucking cyclist. And who doesn't want to do that? Worth it. That's what I say. Worth it.
Suburbs and the southeast's hilly streets.
I'd fucking clothesline every one of them.
The warning is clear.
This is not a place to do your fastest known time or be king of the mountain.
The big question is, what's the punishment for cyclists busted?
You ever tried to clothesline a cyclist going 20? Nothing happens. But if they're fanging along at 50 and you whack one of these out, fucking whomp! End of cyclist. Hey? Did you think of that, coppers?
Breaking the road rules. For riders, there's no demerit points, but all fines for cyclists.
They will take your walking licence. They will. Especially if you're walking above 5k's an hour. Like if you're going brisk, they should actually have signs everywhere going, no brisk pacing.
Cyclists are the same as drivers, so...
Imagine the fucking dipshit with the fucking, just as you're walking past and he's like, nah. And then he goes, I clocked this pedestrian at 100 kilometres an hour. And you're going, that's impossible. No one can walk that fast. And they go, yeah, but their fist can come at you that fast when they punch you in the fucking face.
If you're clocked speeding on a bike up to 11 kilometres an hour over the limit, you'll be paying $333. No helmet, $166.
They can range up for your higher end speeding fines to just under $2,000.
McKenna Bailey, 9 News.
Wow. Thank God they're not out there dealing with the actual crimes. Thank God these are the people that deal with the Sydney shooting. Just drove straight past it. Yeah, oh, there's a shooting. We'll be there in 45 minutes. All right, well, since this is episode 109, it wouldn't be a 109 episode without a bit of this. I think this deserves to be heard.
Yeah, it's very simple. You see, everybody says the harm that what the Germans have done to the Jews. It's grossly exaggerated. It's true, the Nazis, the National Socialist Party had some dirty, racist points in its otherwise very beautiful program, which was very successful, all in all. But they had some nasty points against the Jews, this is true. And they were under in the Third Reich and in Europe during the Second World War, between 100,000 and 600,000 Jews have been killed directly or indirectly because of the National Socialist system.
Well, that number seems different to the one we're told, which is now up to 7 million now, by the way. The number just keeps going up. Up and up and up it goes. I read a paper, and I published the paper a little while ago, from the CIA about a guy after World War II. He was saying, and this was a rabbi, this is how they think, this is what they say. They said, the success from World War II that we have had, the success from World War II, they considered World War II a success, a great success. With their burnt offering, what a great success it was. They said, but we haven't achieved our ends, so we need to cause World War III as soon as possible, hopefully within 5 years. Then we can take control, and every Jew will have 1,000 slaves or whatever the fuck. I can't remember the paper, but basically they said, look, we caused World War I and we caused World War II, and these were great successes, but now we need World War III. I fucking hope Netanyahu's dead. I hope he got raped in the ass by a missile. I know there's a lot of anal rape going on in tonight's episode, but a lot of people got it coming. Netanyahu's one of them. Death by anal rape. I hope he died in a horrible anal sex accident. Fucking piece of shit. Anyway. So they're like, what a great success. Like, they'll go on and on about the horrors of World War II. Kvetching. Constant kvetching. But they consider it a great success. So what the fuck does that tell you?
This number is ridiculous in comparison to what the French did in Algeria.
Oh, by the way, did you know that it was something like in Auschwitz, it was like 42% of the people who died there were Jews, 58% were Christian. There you go.
The Jews have done in Palestine, and especially the British, the Americans and the Russians have done to their people. They have killed millions. Now, what did the Jews do? When you ask what have the Germans done to the Jews, you must always ask what have done the Jews to the Germans.
Have you ever noticed that, like, I don't know what was happening in Germany before World War One, but then I think things were, going along as we imagined they were. They were all, eating dirt, happily eating dirt, and having sex with animals, or whatever they were doing. I don't know what they were doing, but they were having fun. World War One happens. Germany loses. The bankers come in. Everything goes to shit. Then the bankers, those same bankers, the Rothschilds, funded a little fella by the name of Adolf Hitler. Brought him into power. He brought Germany back. World War II. Boom. Everything goes to shit again. And now everything's gone to shit. Every time we have a world war and everything fucking goes to shit afterwards, because every fucking war is fought on behalf of these fucking parasite bankers. Let's just call them bankers.
Since 1850, when the Jews got all the political rights in Germany, in the German Reich, they have done three things which are really dramatic. Number one, They were a small minority of 2% of the population. At the time when Hitler came to power, 500,000 within 60 million German people. 500,000 among 60 million. They were a small minority. This small minority managed to control about 50% of the media, to give about 70% of all judges, to have a tremendous influence in movie and in theater and in literature. They were overrepresented. This is one thing. They were absolutely overrepresented, as today in England, in France, and in the United States. Second, Jews were at the origin of a lot of catastrophic financial bank crashes in Germany between 1870 and 1920. In that time, they made a lot of crashes which have, this is all documented. I mean, it's not Nazi propaganda or anti-Semitic or Arab propaganda. It's a lot of books have been published, even by Jewish Germans, about this problem. They have millions of German fathers have lost their incomes, their fortune, their savings because of these Jewish gangsters, bank gangsters and speculations people. Then the third point, which was psychologically the most dangerous of all, they have introduced into German art and culture and theater and movie decadence, immorality. The first homosexual theaters, plays, were made in Berlin in the 1920s. The first adultery theater plays were made in the 1880s and 1890s, 100 years ago, by Jewish authors. Adultery, then sexual perversions of all sorts, sadism, masochism, a lot of homosexuality, all these things, and then decadent art, you know, an art which is absolutely ridiculous, so-called modern art. It was all pushed by Jewish intellectuals, and this created among the German people a big revolt. And they wrote books ridiculing Christianity, ridiculing Jesus. I mean, it was something like Salman Rushdie with the Muslims. And there were furious reactions in Germany. And the Nazis, of course, benefited from it. And this is why Adolf Hitler came to power. And you see then Hitler in 2 years, from 33 to 30.
Well, it's also the fact that he was probably a Rothschild bastard child. His father, it's said, his father was a bastard child of the Rothschilds, so they brought him to power because they owed him. And they backed him. 2 Jewish bankers.
35.
That's documented. That is not up for debate. That's fucking documented. Hitler was backed by 2 Jewish bankers.
He got... 6 million Germans were unemployed, and within 2 years he brought 6 million unemployed Germans back into their jobs. He created 6 million jobs. It's incredible in 2 years, and this is the reason why this 6 million thing came. You see, after the Second World War, the Zionists said we must give a counter propaganda to these positive 6 millions who have found 6 million jobs positive. We must make something negative, 6 million corpses. And so came this fantastic number of 6 million.
Yeah, there you go. Hitler was the match that they used to light the burnt offering. They know what they're doing. Every time, look, check out these comments. I don't know. I'm guessing this is lol, you are so desperate, Jew worshipper. They're calling me a Jew worshipper. Does that somehow help your position? Laughing my ass off. Here we go. Maybe you should watch my stream, you fucking goat fucker. I just fixed my fucking drunk typing here. You'll see what kind of Jew worshipper I am. I shouldn't type when I'm drunk. Fuckhead. I'm pointing out Grok's bias. You. What do I call him? What should I call him, chat? What should I fucking call this fuckhead? I've called him a fuckhead. I'll just call him a moron. I don't usually respond to these, but it's a bit of fun. Dragging out AI's bias. Yes, it does. Shit stain. Anyway, let's move on. This guy, what a legend. He took photos of over 150 girls in the toilets, but he was confused about his gender. He was confused about his gender identity at the time, because we all know that the way to like really, work out what your true gender identity is to film girls in toilets. We've all been there, bro. We've all been there.
He secretly filmed women inside toilets and showers, but Balfour Cow. He secretly filmed women inside toilets and showers, but Balfour Cow doesn't appreciate the camera being pointed at him.
Mr. Cow, why did you upskirt women?
The Melbourne University biomedicine student, originally from Vietnam, walking from court on a community corrections order.
Mr. Cow, do you still plan on becoming a doctor? Mr. Cow, do you plan on apologising to your victim?
Police found over 100...
He's clearly going to become a gynecologist. He was just doing a bit of research.
Secretly recorded videos and images of innocent women on the 23-year-old's phone, taken inside public bathrooms at Docklands District Shopping Centre and at his student accommodation in the city. But despite his guilty pleas, the court let him off without a conviction. Explaining his actions, he told police he was in the female toilets because he wasn't sure about his gender.
Are you still unsure of your gender?
The court today heard one of his traumatised victims remains anxious and, unsurprisingly, hypervigilant. The incident impacting her ability to use public restrooms.
Nah, see, it's perfectly understandable. He kept looking down at himself and going, I can't tell, is that a vagina or a penis? Let's see what the girls have got. And he was doing deep research, bro. Leave the, anyway, he has worked out his gender. He identifies as a pervert.
In her sentencing, the magistrate said Mr. Cow has no family here and considers him to be isolated in the community. She also said the 23-year-old's youth needed to be taken into account.
As for whether he's still studying medicine, Melbourne University says confidentiality and privacy obligations prevent us from confirming any details relating to past or present students. Since no conviction was recorded, he may yet be eligible to become a doctor in Victoria. Georgia Bennett-Murphy, 7 News.
You gotta love the fucking Australian legal system, don't you? Wanker is a good descriptive. I went with moron. I was lazy, I guess, but yeah, wanker probably would have been better. What do we got? Oh, this is the Messiah. Oh, check this out. Israeli settlers stormed Joseph's tomb and performed Talmudic rituals under protections from Israeli forces in Nablus, West Bank. They are trying so hard to usher in the Messiah. That's what this whole war is about. They are seriously trying to usher it. Like, they are going to blow up the third temple. They're going to blow up the temple so that they can rebuild it as the third temple. I fucking hope they do blow up that temple, which is one of the holiest sites for Muslims, because Muslims will lose their fucking shit. And I want to see Muslims just fucking storming Israel. That would be such a great fucking thing. Yeah, as a black trans map cat, I understand he's confused. Me too, bro. Sometimes you look at your penis and you go, is that a vagina? I can't tell. It's so hard to tell the difference between a penis and a vagina, you know? It's confusing. Like, maybe it's just an outie. Look at these fucking Jew cunts trying to fucking usher in the Messiah. I hope they all get... You know what I hope they all get. Oi, oi. It's very anti-Semitic to say, don't ever say, this is educational purposes only. Oh, no. I'm kvetching so hard. I gotta go have sex with this wall. I don't know what it is about walls. They turn me on, you know. I just have to thrust at them. When I see a wall, I just have to thrust at the wall. Fuck you fucking... Mark Levin tells Americans rejecting Judaism means you're not a Christian and you reject America. I reject Judaism. As a Christian, I believe that Jesus is the Messiah. Jesus of Nazareth fulfilled the biblical messianic prophecies and is the promised Redeemer. Judaism denies this, arguing he did not accomplish key messianic tasks. As a Christian, I assert Jesus is God, the Son, fully divine and fully human, the second person of the Trinity. Oh, sorry, I haven't got this up. Did I have that up just then? Did I not have that on the right thing? So you just saw me kvetching for a while. We'll come back to that one. This is, Israeli settlers stormed Joseph's Don't do that. Don't do that. It's so interesting. Educational purposes only. Do your own research. There's a wall. I have to have sex with the wall. It gets so hard around walls. I don't know what it is. I just, Something about walls. Oh my God. I think I'll bookmark that one for later. I'd like to read it. But Mark Levin, this Jew fuck, this fucking
Judaism, and
Judaism,
you reject Christianity,
Jew God,
and you reject the link of the two, you reject the Bible. If you reject Judaism and Christianity and the brotherhood and the sisterhood of the two, not only are you rejecting our founding, you're rejecting our country. If you reject...
Fuck off, Mark Levin. End times details. When you see these signs, the age, know the Messiah is coming. No. The Messiah is coming. Israel burning. Well, that's the sign I can get with. Is that what it is? Well, you cocksuckers are in for 7 years. You've got 7 years of tribulation first, and boy, is that going to be fun. 7 years of tribulation. Enjoy that. According to the Tanakh, yes, the Messiah leads a full return to Torah observance. Ezekiel 37:24. They shall walk in my rules and be careful to keep my statuses. As God will put his spirit in them to follow his decrees. Oh, man. What does Judaism teach about the coming of the Messiah? Has to be from the Jewish nation. I reckon it will be fucking, what's his name? Let's hear what Nick has to say about it all. Let's just have a little listen to old Nicky boy.
Yeah. The big controversy surrounding AIPAC is that they're not registered under FARA. The big controversy surrounding AIPAC is that they're not registered under FARA. Every group that gets money from a foreign government has to register under the Foreign Agent Registration Act so that there's transparency about where they're getting their money. You know, like JFK tried to force the American Jewish Committee to register under FARA when he was killed. Lyndon Johnson just dropped it, didn't force them. They basically re-engineered how they spend the money under AIPAC. So people say this is a big problem. AIPAC should register, other groups should register. Will Chamberlain, who's Jewish, says, well, they don't need to register under FARA because we already know it's all Israeli money. This is the kind of stuff they do. They're agents, they're spies. That's why we call it the Matrix, because you think you're dealing with people, you're dealing with agents that work for the system. So the goal is not to argue with a Will Chamberlain, a Max Nordau, a Joel Berry. The point is to expose them. The big controversy surrounding AIPAC.
Yeah. Let's have a bit of Fuentes action. Fuck it, let's do a bit of Fuentes. I'm pretty sure this stream's going to get zapped anyway. Even though, purely fucking... Oh, look at that. Purely educational purposes, do your own research. Right? That's all this is. I'm just educating people what not to do. Milo is such a bitchy queer. Has anyone been more wrong about everything and anyone than Nick Fuentes, LMAO? I'm super straight now. I'm so straight. I'm such a straight guy. Nick Fuentes, I want Iran to win the war. I want United States to lose. Traitor! Oh, I commented on this one. I actually retweeted this. No, you're the traitor, Drew Pavlou. You fucking loser hack. Like, you seriously, that Drew Pavlou, he is a fucking... He's such... When I first came across him, actually it was you, Jake, that pointed out to me what a fucking fake and a shill he is. The first couple of things I saw of him, I was like, oh, this guy's based. And I thought, oh, this guy seems okay. Let's follow him, see what happens. It didn't take long for him to reveal himself. What a cocksucker. Drew Pavlou, you're a fucking cocksucker. Absolute cocksucker.
Strategic defeat. So I'm rooting.
Well, I tweeted out today, I actually want to start a GoFundMe to help Iran get some nuclear weapons. I think if we have a bit of a whip round, we can probably get Iran a nuke.
So I'm rooting for Iran to survive. I'm rooting for Trump to walk away. I'm rooting for deterrence to be reestablished. This is not a war, ironically, that we want to win. This is maybe a war that it's better if we lose. Better if we have a strategic defeat.
Yeah, my point is, in World War II, what was the catchphrase? It was always like, if God be with us, who can be against us? This is what they would all say. Who do you think God's going to side with in this one? Do you think he's going to side with these are all Abrahamic religions, right? So is he going to side with the religiously observant, modest society that burns effigies of Moloch? Or is he going to side with the Satanist pedophiles? I don't know. It's a real fucking, I don't know. That one, it's a fucking tough, I don't know. You know, I mean, the Satanist pedophiles do make good movies. Nick Fuentes, we are rooting for Iran to survive. Iran is fighting for all the goyim here. I mean, this is the thing about this war. This is why I'm rooting for Iran. Fuck Trump, because that's what this is. Most of America aren't fucking into this war. This is a war, Iran versus the fucking shitheel elites and the Jews. That's all this is. This is not even anything to do with America other than the fact that Trump is Israel's fucking puppet and he's a fucking cocksucker and probably a rapist, it turns out. I liked Trump. Back in the day, I was like, you know, yeah, there we go. At this point, I'm thinking of starting a GoFundMe to help Iran get some nukes. I stand by that. And I'm thinking of fucking doing it too. Imagine the publicity if they came after me and were like, you can't do that. If I gave a single cent to Iran, I would be arrested as a traitor for supporting a terrorist group. But it is a family tradition. My family used to send money to the IRA. Go fuck yourselves.
You're rooting for Iran to survive. Iran is fighting for all the goyim here because it's the open-ended question is, does Israel control the whole world?
Yeah, the price of fuel says I back Iran. Fucking A. We're expected to pay for this war. That's all this is. This is a fucking scam through and through. The way this works, it's quite simple. You've got a stable economy. Oh, I'm doing great things for the economy. You declare war. Prices go through the fucking roof. Prices go up by like 70%. And then you end the war. You come back in. You take those prices. You lower them by 40%. You've got a net profit, a gain of 30 fucking %, and everyone thinks you're a fucking hero. No fucking way, Trump. You're fucked, dude. People are done with, like, I swear to God. I hope no one rises up and starts killing politicians. I really hope from the bottom of my, that would be the worst thing ever. Please, no one out there organize. You know, all it takes is for a group of us to come together and actually start this thing. That's all it takes. The first Iran revolution against the Shah started in universities. The university students all rose up and said, you know what, fuck you. And you know what they were saying? They weren't saying fuck you to the Shah as much as they were saying fuck you to America. And that's where we are now. And once the university students took off and fucking started revolting against these fucks, everyone else joined in because everyone felt the same way. So all it takes is a core group of people to rise up, But of course, I hope that never happens. I would not want to see a single hair on any politician's head ever harmed in any way, ever. The politicians in Australia have turned against Trump because I think they know goddamn well if we side with Trump now, we are going to get fucked. And you're goddamn right. So please, go ahead, side with Trump. I want you fucking out. You fucking filthy scum.
If Iran vetoes that, then the answer is no. If Iran falls, then the answer is yes. If Israel can destroy a regime that's fortified inside of a mountain behind thousands of missiles and proxies and 1 million soldiers, well, they could get anybody and they can have anything they want. And if they can't, it means the world is still free. So I'm rooting for Iran to survive. I'm rooting for Trump to walk away. I'm rooting for deterrence to be reestablished. This is not a war, ironically, that we want to win. This is maybe a war that it's better if we lose. Better if we have a strategic defeat. So,
well, Nick, don't worry, because going by every war since World War II, you fucking idiots didn't even win World War II. You came in late and you did a mop-up job. You didn't fucking win anything, you fucking idiots. You've lost every war. World's greatest army, world's strongest army. You've lost every fucking war you've ever been in.
So I think the best case scenario now is for Trump to walk away. Walk away, be done with it. Destroy their military and then claim victory, whatever you need to do, and then walk away, be done with it. Put Israel in their place. And here's how you know it's really fucked up. Oil prices have skyrocketed. It's hurting us. It's hurting everybody. Israel is bombing Iran's oil. What are you going to do that for? Oil prices are $120 a barrel on Sunday. And we have not hit Iran's oil in the hopes that they will not hit our oil in the Gulf. And what does Israel do? They bomb Iran's oil, which makes it an energy war. And you go, really? We're already fighting your war. The one way this hurts us is with energy, and they want to make it hurt for us more. They hate us.
Yes.
So it's time to be done and walk away. And they want to make it hurt for us more. They hate us. Or they hate us. Or they hate us. They hate us. They hate us. They hate us.
Remember that. They hate us.
So it's time to be done and walk away.
They fucking hate us. They think we are fucking idiots. Seriously, this whole thing is like the equivalent would be the mafia coming in and smashing all your windows. Or maybe all your neighbours' windows and then coming to you and going, well, you have to pay for your neighbours' windows. We need to keep smashing their windows, so you have to pay it. So we can go to the neighbours and demand that they pay us to fix their windows. Like, this is a mafia fucking trick. We are living under a criminal fucking regime. These fucking people have to go. I'm not even affected by it like other people are affected by it. Other people are losing everything. But I guarantee you, the way this comes out, if this is left to go and run its natural course, the way these people are planning its natural course, we will own nothing. We will have no savings. There will be no houses. There will be no fucking savings in your savings account. You will have no pension. You will have nothing, and you will not be fucking happy. That is the way the world is going. Now is the time to act. That's all there is. I gotta be honest, I'm not a fan of the Islams, but now is the time for the Islams and the Christians and whoever the fuck else to fucking unite, come together. We have a common enemy. It's so fucking obvious.
And that's why I said I'm rooting for Iran to win this strategic victory. I saw some people didn't like that.
We'll go to Trump in a minute.
People didn't like that I said I'm rooting for Iran. Let me tell you why I'm rooting for Iran. Some people say, well, I can understand being against Israel, but being in favor of Iran? I used to be like you. I used to think that way. People say, well, they still chant death to America. They're still our enemy. I used to think that too. I'll be precise and specific. Why do I want Iran to hang on here? It's not because I like their Islamic government. I don't care for it. It's not because I'm pro-Iranian. I'm not Persian. I have no affinity with this country at all. The reason why Iran must remain is because the real threat to America is from Israel. It's not crazy. Think of what Israel did to Hezbollah. They put bombs in the pagers. Okay? Now, Israel has infiltrated and subverted America. Everywhere you look, there they are. Billionaire oligarchs, AIPAC, political lobbying, controlling the media, spying on our population. They've penetrated our intelligence agencies, our law enforcement agencies. They are all over our shit. They're on us.
A lot of people aren't aware, but the same thing is happening here in Australia. No, you're right. Nick is controlled opposition. I think he's a Fed. But we can still get some interesting information from him. And I'm not 100% certain he's a Fed. He may just be a smart guy. But he's also very much all over the place. But you got to remember, this guy has a very, very large audience, and they react to everything he says. Like, I've seen Nick back off from the whole Jewish thing. And people start to go, oh, you're fucking, you know. But you got to remember, this guy, aside from whatever else he is, he has a fucking huge audience. So his words, like, I can say whatever the fuck I want on my stream. Means shit, means fuck all, means dick, means nothing, right? Because I'm talking to people, one, generally people that agree with me and that I agree with. We're kind of having a conversation here. We go back and forth. But I know that none of you out there are going to pick up a weapon or something and go and do something completely fucking insane. Nick doesn't know that. The Groypers, that's the other thing. His followers are not organizable. Like, try organizing. He's looking at fucking politics and all sorts of shit because he knows these fucking people, you can't organize these people because most of them are here for the troll and they're here for the fucking, you know, it's fun, it's whatever. But these are not serious people for the most part. So he's speaking to a very large... So he's got to be, you know... He's also had people try to fucking kill him, and he's had all sorts of shit. But yeah, I don't think he'd be capable. And no one on the internet is capable of organizing. That's the other point. You cannot organize through the internet. That's never going to fucking happen. Even fucking... What is it? Signal. Even Signal has back doors that the government have opened. They know what we're talking about in these fucking Signal chats and Telegram chats. They tell us these fucking... That's not how it's going to happen. The organization needs to be grassroots. It needs to be on the fucking ground. It needs to be a fucking group of people. Or, as I've said before, there needs to be an event that organizes people organically. No, Nick Fuente, of course he's not going to fucking organize. He can't. I don't think Nick wants to go to jail. I mean, even the January fucking 6th thing, he was like, you know, that's another thing that makes me think, is he a Fed? Because he got away with all that shit. you know, with nothing. He said whatever the fuck he wanted to say on January 6th. Absolutely. We are fucking imbued with AI now. Everything is monitored. This is why part of the reason I do the streams the way I do is because I don't give a fuck. Fuck them. Like, that's just my personality. I can't fucking play the game. I've never been able to play the game. I can't fucking do it. I know I should come on these streams and go, you know, well, I mean, fucking, it's not, I mean, that's conspiracy theory. That's saying it's the Jews. I mean, that's it. Fuck that shit. If you say I can't say nigger, I'm going to say nigger, nigger, nigger. I can't fucking do it. Because I know what these fucking things lead to. When you say a certain group of people can't say the fucking N-word, you say, oh, you can't say the N-word, you can't say nigger. That leads to people not being allowed to say from the river to the sea. And getting arrested for that shit. And people are okay with it. I see through these fucking things. I can't play the fucking game. That's why I do this. And I say what I say, and I get strikes on YouTube constantly, and I'm going to get you kicked off on YouTube any fucking time now. So subscribe on Rumble, follow me on X, the only fucking places where I might be able to keep fucking going. I know, you're the same. That's why we connect on here, because we can't fucking stomach this fucking game. I don't know, Nick, I don't know how to feel about Nick. I don't know what to think about him. Like, so I go back and forth. I think he's a fed, and then I think, no, maybe he's just a smart kid. He is a smart kid. But no one on the internet, there's not going to be one fucking person on the internet that's going to organize anything through the internet. It's not going to happen through the internet. People keep thinking, oh, the internet's our great hope. No, the internet is our fucking oppressor. Wake up. Don't fucking think that the internet is ever going to help our situation. This is a grassroots fucking situation. The internet will not fucking help us. Fuck the internet. You know, this is one of those things. I think it's going to kick off with the youth. I fucking hope it does. And when it does, we better be ready to fucking join in.
If they could put bombs in the pagers in Beirut, in Dahia, what could they do here? And if they could assassinate the Iranian president, which some people believe they did, if they could kill the leadership of Hamas, if they could drop bombs on Qatar, who's to say they couldn't attack America? Or, better yet, who's to say they couldn't attack their enemies that reside in America? Like a Tucker Carlson, like an American president that doesn't go their way. Like any government official that doesn't go their way. Israel has 300 nuclear bombs. They are a nuclear-armed state. They want to expand their territory. They've penetrated and infiltrated the highest levels of American society. And if they have no rivals in the Middle East, there's no check on their power. The capital of global Jewry moves from New York City to Jerusalem, to Tel Aviv, to Israel. And the balance of power shifts away from the United States towards the middle. The leverage that they will have over the Strait of Hormuz, over the Red Sea, over the Indian Ocean, over the Bosporus Strait, over the land and sea routes that connect Asia, Europe, and Africa, the Indo-Pacific and Europe, the United States and these other countries. It will be unprecedented. They're the hegemon in the Middle East. They're a global power. All that oil, all that natural gas, all those data centers, all the capital that is flowing into those sovereign wealth funds, all the capital that has flown into those markets in Dubai, in Qatar, all these countries, these are facilities where money is pouring in.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. If you hate Israel and you hate what Israel does, you cannot love America. To say, I'm with America, even to say America first at this point is fucking ridiculous. Unless you're planning on taking back your fucking country. But even it's the same with Australia. To say Australia, I mean, at least Australia is staying out of this one. But how long is that going to last? You know, when shit really kicks off, when shit really starts to hit the fucking fan, how long is Australia going to stay out? How long is Japan going to stay out? How long's China going to stay? How long are fucking Russia, England, all of these fucking countries that could have a fucking major impact on this situation, how long are they going to stay out? I swear, I think Russia's just sitting there waiting. They're just like, yeah, fuck yeah, let's fucking go. Let's wrap this fucking Ukraine thing up. The Ukraine war is going to heat up something fucking vicious now, because they're going to want that to end, because they've got a new war to step into, something that's way more beneficial to them. I think these trade wars are going to go on for a couple of years, and then the war will get really serious once they've run out of money. Because that's what it comes down to. When they start to run out of money, that's when everything will heat up, when everyone gets desperate. And I don't know how much money they've got left. America has all the fucking money in the world because they're about to hand the fucking printing press to Trump. They're about to fucking appoint a new head of the Federal Reserve. And they will be able to print as much fucking money as they want. The economy is about to get really fucking bad. Putin is a WEF global leader. Yeah, it's all a show. Yep. This whole thing is a setup. The whole thing. And they're just going to wait. They're going to drain themselves economically, and then they'll step in and they'll step up, and shit will get fucking wild. When people get desperate, that's when shit goes crazy. We're nowhere near it yet. You know, World War I didn't just kick off instantly. World War II certainly didn't kick off instantly. World War I may have been a little quicker than this, but this is going to be, like, unless Trump comes to his senses, which he's not going to, because I really believe that Trump is in this for what he can get out of it. Like, that's what's going on. It's fucking insane, and it's sick. Australia won't stay out of this forever.
All the raw materials there. The aluminum, the copper, the fertilizer.
I make this joke. I've made this joke for a long time where I say, vote for me or get fucked. If I were to step into power in this country, I would isolate us so fucking quickly. I would make us the Saudi Arabia of the Asiatic. Overnight, I would fucking reverse all the deals. We've got enough oil, enough uranium. We've got enough energy in this country to be more self-sufficient than most other countries on the fucking planet. We could be a global superpower when none of us pay taxes. But no, they're all playing the global game. Why should we play that fucking game when there's no benefit to us? And I seriously want someone to step in here. And people are putting all this hope in fucking, what's her name? The fish and chip bitch from Ipswich. What's her fucking name? I can't even think of her name right now, but I'm too fucking angry. Pauline Hanson. People are putting their faith in Pauline. Oh, look, she'll fix things. She's a fucking turd. She's working with the... Like, I'd love to see her step in and become a female version of fucking Hitler and fix shit. I just don't see it happening.
The LNG, the oil, all that stuff, all under Israel's jurisdiction, all under their control. They become a global power. It's not insane to think that down the line in 25 years, you get an American government that is a complete suzerain to...
We have more fucking resources. We give away 58% of our gas, I think it is. We give away oil. We give this shit away, and the people we give it away to sell it. I'd love to know what went on behind closed doors to make these kinds of fucking deals happen. We shouldn't be paying taxes. At least we shouldn't be paying the taxes we're paying. If this country did what was right by us, the people of this country, we could get by with no income tax, certainly no fucking death tax, because that's the next thing they're bringing in. Oh yeah, when you die and you leave your kids something, we're going to take half your kids' shit too. So no, you can't have a house. No, you can't have some savings. No, you can't get ahead. You're going to work your whole fucking life and leave everything to the fucking government. Fuck these people. Fuck them in their stupid fucking faces. Not one of them will ever step in and change anything. It's fucking ridiculous. This country could be an Asiatic global superpower. We should be doing deals with China. We should be hooking up with China and fucking... Why do we have anything to do with America? Because we kind of speak the same language? Fuck that. We don't even speak the same language. They speak retard. And we speak retard. Pauline, yeah, is for Gina and Israel. Exactly. What's going to change under her? I'll get rid of the immigrants. No, you fucking won't, you lying bitch. You fucking won't change anything. You'll come in and go, oh, I'm in power now. Oh, this is nice. I think I'll fucking tweak my titties for a while. Fucking none of these people. I don't have faith in any of these fucking cunts. She's going off and having lunch with Gina in fucking Thailand. These fucking people are sick and they do not fucking work for us. They never have. They never will. This is where I get to the point where I'm like, fuck it, let's try communism. The state have already got all the power. We already give them 50% of our wage. Why not give them everything? Fuck it.
Jerusalem, where the American elites actually do answer to Israel completely, because if they don't, they'll be killed. If the Ayatollah isn't safe, is the American president?
We could be the first country that actually goes back to like a republic, a libertarian republic, or some kind of fucking anarchic system where you fucking deal with your own shit and the government stays the fuck out of your business. But no, because we got all these fucking faggots and pussies in power. They're like, oh no, we have to help the less fortunate, all these Indians. We have to bring them in so that we can exploit them too. They're not doing the Indians any favors bringing them in here.
The Ayatollah is underground in a country fortified by missiles. They have a nuclear hedge. Is our country safe? What if Israel runs ChatGPT and ChatGPT is integrated into the U.S. military?
I don't know how the stream's going. I keep getting a message on here saying encoding overloaded. Fuck you. Do your job, OBS. Imagine living in a country where you could just work and survive and prosper. Imagine one income supporting an entire family, two incomes building generational wealth. Imagine living in that system. Imagine a system where we get fucking a share of what they steal from our fucking land. You know, the Aboriginals are complaining and saying that we're at fault, like me, like I did something, like I'm mining the land. Fuck you, man. We're in the same fucking boat here. It's farcical.
Because ChatGPT, its brains are in Israel. And who is going to be our AI czar? Alex Karp was just named. The guy's an Israel partisan. Alex Karp, head of Palantir, who flew over there with the whole board after October 7th to give them all the Palantir systems, all the Palantir operating system. He's going to be the AI czar. Sam Altman, another pro-Israel Jew, he is going to be running the U.S. military's AI because Anthropic wouldn't do it. Now ChatGPT is going to do it. And it's got its key stuff in Israel also. Everybody in Silicon Valley, for that matter, is tied to Israel. Sean McGuire at Sequoia, the largest venture capital firm in Silicon Valley, he's in bed with them also. So is Joe Lonsdale at the Founders Fund. He's an Israeli partisan. He's getting tefillin wrapped in fucking Israel.
Give me control of a country's money supply and I care not who makes its laws. That is the rule they live by. Anyone who comes into any kind of money or power, anyone who builds anything, gets automatically corrupted because that is their fucking playbook.
That's Peter Thiel's guy. Peter Thiel's Founders Fund is run by Lonsdale. Stanford Review, Peter Thiel founded. It was edited by Lonsdale. And Lonsdale's an Israel partisan, just like McGuire, just like Alex Karp, just like all these people that are running tech, which is increasingly in bed with defense.
Yes, they are here to wipe your ass when you get older, apparently. That is exactly what they're here for. They are also here to take away any kind of collective bargaining power that any kind of workers have, to destroy the unions. They are here to lower the wages, reduce the housing, and have a better life. Why don't you make a fucking better life where you came from? Because it's a better life here, and the government are opening it up to them, saying, look, you can have this better life as long as you come in and you undercut the local populace. Because we're just not breeding enough, apparently.
Tech is in bed with defense. Drones, AI, cyber systems, even the rocket ships. It's all in bed now with the U.S. military. And if Israel has infiltrated the tech companies through Unit 8200, which they did, then they've also infiltrated our military. And if they could pull off a daring operation like a bomb and a pager, very primitive, for Hezbollah in Beirut, what could they do here? What could they put in our software in the United States? Or the hardware? What could they do to an American? If they could touch the Ayatollah, can they touch the U.S. president? If they can touch the leader of Hezbollah, Hamas, can they touch a dissenting member of the U.S. elite? So that is actually the number one threat, that a fifth column in the United States will have a nuclear-armed regional hegemon backing them up in the Middle East as a base of operations. That's the bigger threat. So I want Iran to exist as a big counterweight to Israel. That is in our interest. Just like we want balance elsewhere, we're trying to balance India and China. We're trying to, in a way, maybe balance Europe and Russia. We want to balance Israel and Iran. We want to balance Israel and this Islamic alliance. Maybe that's a good idea. Get Turkey, Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, and Iran as one big coalition, and maybe they hold Israel in check.
Israel and India are aligning. They are getting their ducks in a row. India have sided with Israel. They work for Israel. The Indians, they've already said, we're going with Israel. We are backing them. They are Israeli dick riders. I don't see any solution to this other than World War III. This is where we are headed. This is what's going on. There is no other solution to this than all-out war. There just isn't another solution. It's either all-out war or complete capitulation. That's where we are now. And in which case, I'm for all-out war. I'm not going to capitulate to these fucking cocksuckers. Fuck them. So, all-out war it is. And that is where we are headed. And I think most people, anyone that's siding with Iran is basically backing all-out war, because we are backing the underdog against the grand spaghetti monster that is coming to screw us all. There is only one outcome. There's only one outcome that is really feasible at this point, and it seriously is. Like, if it's either war or all-out capitulation, if it's either all-out war or complete capitulation, it's got to be war. I'd rather die than capitulate. Now listen to this cocksucker.
I think Cuba, is in its own way, for tourism and everything else, it's a beautiful island, great weather. They're not in a hurricane zone, which is.
They are in a hurricane zone. This is how much this guy talks out of his ass. Cuba is absolutely in a hurricane zone. This guy is such a fuckhead. He's just talking out of his ass. He has no fucking clue what he's doing. And it used to be funny, but now it's just pissing me off.
It's nice for a change, They won't be asking us for money for hurricanes every week.
So, this is what he's doing. Like, this is where boomerism has gotten us. This is where these fucking boomers are at. It's not in a hurricane zone, but if we take it over, they won't be asking us for hurricane relief every week. So which is it?
But I think Cuba's seen the end. All my life I've been hearing about the United States and Cuba. When will the United States do it? I do believe I'll be having the honor of taking Cuba.
He's going to take Cuba.
Honor. Taking Cuba in some form, yeah. Taking Cuba. I mean, whether I free it, take it, I think I could do anything I want with it. You want to know the truth? They're a very weakened nation right now. They were for a long time. Very violent leaders.
I'm taking Cuba. Let's just hear what Trump. Let's just do a Trump search. Let's just see what. What are the videos we've got? If we've got any other videos. Donald Trump got humiliated publicly on camera. Trump was criticizing Keir Starmer. for not supporting the US war against Iran. Ireland Prime Minister didn't hold back and said Starmer is an earnest person who gets to work with very nicely if you have cap. I don't know what... this fucking cunt has written view more in his fucking... Anyone who writes fucking view more in your fucking posts, you'll be put up against a wall. When the time comes, I'm going through everyone's Twitter. If you've ever written... I did write view more, but as a joke about people writing view more in posts. So, of course, I'm not going to put myself up against a wall. It was a joke pointing out people fucking... You get my point. And yes, India is getting fucked on the oil. They have been sucked in.
You know who that is? That's the late, great Winston Churchill. And Barack Hussein Obama did not want his bust in this office. Did you know that? And Barack Hussein Obama sent that bust back to England. They didn't want it. And when I came in, I was asked if I wanted it. I said, absolutely, I want it. And I put it right there, Winston Churchill.
Oh, this is going to be another waste video.
Unfortunately, Keir is not Winston Churchill.
Do you have
No, hold it. Right.
Just could I...
Hold it.
Just make a number of points. First of all, I think, notwithstanding what has happened, the transatlantic relationship between Europe and the US is very, very important on a number of fronts. And I think we've had issues over the last year or two, but we settled them. And I think many of these leaders engaged with you, particularly on trade initially. Remember all the fuss last year, but we got a landing zone between Europe and the US, and I think we can get a landing zone again. And I think I just met with Keir Starmer last week. The British-Irish relationship is a very important one. Churchill was a great wartime leader, although in Ireland there was kind of a different perspective in terms of during our own War of Independence and so on. He created his own bit of difficulties for us. But that said, he was a great wartime hero. Keir Starmer has done a lot to reset the Irish-British relationship. I just want to put that on the record. But I do believe that he's a very earnest, sound person who I think you have a capacity to get on with, and you've got on with him before. And you've got on with other European leaders as well.
All right. Hold up there, fella. I think you should go and meet Keir Starmer. You'll find he's a lovely fella. And yes, Winston Churchill might have caused us some problems. Caused you quite a few fucking problems. Alright. I'm not finding any other interesting videos. I think I'm going to land the plane shortly, as we say in the podcast game, apparently, for reasons I don't fucking understand. I'm not flying a plane, but whatever. Let's see, I might add responses to those aggressive tweets. These fucking people. Oh man. Twitter is such a fun place where people just miss the point, jump on a thing and fucking... I'm so sick of people on fucking X. It's so retarded. Alright, what else we got? Oh yeah, this is fun. In a world of Bonnie Blues, there's one Bonnie Blue and 1,000+ gross men. The world isn't full of Bonnie Blues, it's full of gross men. There's like 1.7 million women in America. No, 3.8 million women in America on OnlyFans, you fucking dumb whore. And you think the level of cope from these fucking idiots. It's not women's fault. We just put our pussies online. Men are paying for it. You're all fucking gross and disgusting. So why don't you fuck off? All of you fucking whores and fucking simps. Just fuck off and die. You're doing no one any good. You're feeding the Jewish fucking war machine. If you're on OnlyFans, or if you subscribe to someone on OnlyFans, you're a fucking sick piece of shit. OnlyFans give more money to AIPAC than anyone else. They do more damage to your fucking country and your people's moral compass than anyone else. If you fucking have anything to do with OnlyFans, you're a piece of shit. Having said that, subscribe to my OnlyFans. Okay, only a couple more things to run through. Oh, yeah, this was great. A little unfair of Iran to fight back. This was my favorite.
Little unfair. You know, you win a war, but they have one. So it's little unfair. You know, you win a war, but they have no right to be doing what they're doing. But we're hitting them very hard. And today is a big day where we're pounding a certain area that has very much to do with the Strait. And I think we'll get it going very soon. So it's.
That's very funny, Jake. Just going to flick over the things so people can see. I think view more. Yeah, exactly. The view more thing. Hang on, what the fuck? Scott Adams is hosting. We've got a...
Coffee. And join me now for the unparalleled pleasure of the dopamine of the day, the thing that makes everything better, the simultaneous.
Fuck off. How the fuck is Scott Adams hosting? 3:18... What the fuck is going on? Is this one of those fucking... I'm not going to play a video at the same time on X because it will cancel my stream. Is this one of those fucking... Is this going to turn out to be one of those fucking Mandela effects where I'm going to wake up tomorrow and Scott Adams is back? No, he didn't die. No, he's fucking dead. He died. Don't fuck with me, Matrix. What if I like celebrating misogyny, racism, and homophobia? I do like celebrating those things. Anyway. Alright, I've gotten through all the fucking things here. Just look quickly through the bookmarks. Oh yeah, Axel posted that 3 years ago. Just that the real estate thing's over. Google search term can't sell house hits new all-time high. How long is this? 4 minutes. Alright. Let's see what Nick has to say to destroy Destiny's atheist materialist worldview. Oh, I've seen this before. I remember this. We're not here to have a good time. It's not a big fucking theme park. Life is Sisyphean without a meaning behind the suffering. This is kind of good. So I might bounce after this, I think. I've done, 2.5 hours. I'll try and do another one soon, but Fucking, it's back to work again. So, but I'm closing down the business in a couple of months, so all that shit can get fucked. And we shall see what happens from there. But let's give the last words to Nick, being philosophical. Let's turn that up.
I'm talking about what matters in life. And the question, which I wish we stuck with this line of inquiry, Destiny said, well, yeah, men don't like working because what they really like is the freedom that working provides. I said, well, the freedom to do what? He said, well, the freedom to pursue hobbies with friends and blah, blah, blah. And that's the choice. It's between the autonomy that working provides or the money provides versus the obligations of family. And here's the thing. And I said, if it was just hobbies, if it was just surfing and cards and StarCraft and all that, like I would kill myself. Here's why. I didn't always feel this way. I didn't actually always feel very strongly about this, but I went to college and I thought about like what my life would look like, what I would have for store in my life. And this is what we can all say for certain about our life to some extent. Either we will die early, or if we live a long life, we're going to see both of our parents die, which is going to be brutal. And what's that going to look like when you're living with no parents? It's going to be miserable. You're going to see most of your friends die. You're going to see your closest friends die young, some of them, or you'll see them die old. You will peak mentally and physically, and then every day after will be mentally and physically degraded. Henceforth after that, sometime in your 20s and 30s, you'll get sick, you'll get achy, you'll have pains, you'll wake up and be in pain. You'll be ugly, you'll be unattractive. If you're a man, women won't look at you. If you're a woman, men won't look at you. That is...
I forgot to flick over to the screen, but it doesn't matter because that's a really fucking depressing thing, and I'm not going to end on that. So I'm kind of glad I didn't flick over to the fucking to share screen because... Oh yeah, the Bondi massacre was not motivated by religion. I think in that the clip I just played was definitely Nick being having a better take than Destiny, but I mean, how hard is it to have a better take than fucking Destiny? Anyway. Alright. I'll bounce on this. This guy, I don't know who this fucking guy is either. I've been watching a lot of his stuff. Professor Zhang. He's not a professor. He's a high school teacher. All his takes seem to come from internet research, but I appreciate that. Anyway, as always, love you guys. You guys are the best. You guys are the reason I do this and enjoy it when I do it. Please keep coming back, and if you're new here, please subscribe, do all those things. This is where the conversations happen. This is where the conversation gets in depth. You do anything on Twitter, and these fucking idiots come in and go, or they come in and they go, I'm fucking, I don't have time to deal with these fuckheads on Twitter. So if you fuckheads want to come and watch the stream with my good people, the good apples, come and watch the fucking stream and join the conversation and have a fucking actual part of a conversation. Just fucking clipping shit off. You fucking idiots. Fucking so sick of these cunts on Twitter.
Why there's no footage coming out of Israel. The reason why is Israel was completely humiliated in a 12-day war. Remember, Israel really thought that it would take them like a few days to destroy Iran because their entire strategy was decapitation, right? So they went in to kill the top leadership of the Iranians. And for the first few days, it was really impressive. They were killing these scientists, these generals, these officials, these clerics in their homes. And so that showed you the extent of the Mossad network in Iran. That showed you the extent of the advancement of Israeli weaponry. And it also showed you that Israel had complete dominance over the skies. And this happened because of the fall of Syria, right? So after Syria fell to ISIS, this created this air corridor where now the Israelis can just fly uncontested directly to Iran. And before Syria was the early air defense warning system for the Iranians. That's why they had invested so much in protecting the Assad regime. So in the first few days, it seemed as though Israel was on the brink of destroying Iran once and for all. But the Iranians proved much more resilient than anyone could imagine. And the Iranians started to fire back at the Israelis. And the Israelis were actually suffering a lot of damage, especially in Tel Aviv. And the images coming out of Israel was shocking and actually humiliating. And so the Israelis basically begged the Americans to come in and save them from losing to Iran. And that's why Trump and the Iranians sort of orchestrated or coordinated or choreographed this conflict, right? You know, where one or two B-2 bombers went in and blew up an empty mountain. And then the Iranians struck back and attacked an empty U.S. base in Qatar. And that was it, okay? And that was the end of 12-Day War. And then if you remember, Netanyahu went to talk to Putin. Okay?
Take it easy,
and
mate.
asked Putin to do him a favor and talk to Iranians and said, listen, Trump says that we've taken out your nuclear weapons program, your uranium enrichment program, and that's good enough for us. So I promise you, Iran, that we, the Israelis, will not provoke another conflict. There will be peace between us. And Putin delivered that message. That was widely reported at that time. And we really thought that at the end of the 12-Day War, we would have peace in the Middle East because the Iranians have demonstrated to everyone that they will fight back and they can fight back. And Israel doesn't have the capacity to actually destroy the regime, the government in Iran. Unfortunately, that's clearly not what they believe. And so what I think they understood is, you know what, we still want to destroy the government in Iran because that's part of the Greater Israel Project. But in the future, we'll just censor media. We'll just disguise the fact that we're getting destroyed by the Iranians. And that's what's led to this blockade of information from Israel. You're absolutely right in that there's a lot of destruction. There should be a lot of destruction in Tel Aviv and other places because we sort of like see the missile barrages of the Iranians, and they're quite impressive. But the Israelis think that, you know, like if we just hide the fact that we're getting destroyed, then people will think that we're still invincible. Okay, so that's a response to the loss of the 12-Day War. The Israelis is like, we just won't admit we're being defeated. But I mean, right now Israel does not have the capacity to continue this war for much longer. It needs America to send in ground troops. And that's the situation we find ourselves in.
Yep, that's the situation we find ourselves in. Let's wake up tomorrow and see what the world has brought us. Anyway, as I said, love you guys. Take it easy, sleep well, be well, or have a great day wherever you are in the world. I'll see you on Saturday, Sandy. 9 a.m. And we'll make it a great day. We'll do it fun. Anyway. Yeah. It's been a pleasure and an honor as always. This has been another Box of Dogs.